What's up, guys? Welcome back to Speakeasy.
Hey guys, welcome back.
As you know, it's a little bit different now. Obviously, it looks a little bit different. It's just me and Lana, and we are so excited to be back for season 3 of the Speakeasy. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to have a bunch of new great guests. We're going to play a lot more Think or Sink, and Think or Sink is going to look a little bit differently now.
Yeah, speaking of which, we have our first new episode of Think or Sink, and it gets real, guys. I mean, in the past, I definitely won't lie and say I didn't leave a little fucked up, but it also was not as hard as we're gonna be going this season. So I want you guys to go ahead and grab a shot glass and pour along with us as we go head to head in a trivia countdown, figure out who's the brainiest. So I made myself a special cocktail shot for today. It's called a penicillin. I've never had it before. It is whiskey, honey, ginger, and lemon. So, let's hope it doesn't kill me.
That sounds actually so good. I mean, we're both on the whiskey train tonight, I guess. So because this is the comeback of Speakeasy and it's a little bit different now, my comeback drink is a Jack and Coke. I'm like starting to drink them again. So I made also a cocktail shot because if I was taking straight alcohol shots, I'd probably die. So I'm so excited. Cheers to Lana, cheers to the Speakeasy, and cheers to all of you guys. Woo! Okay. Well, that was strong.
Down. We'll see how the rest of the evening goes, ladies and gentlemen.
I am so excited. Okay, Lana, tell us how this is going to work.
All right. So, everybody, the way it's going to work is we have 10 questions for each other. And essentially, each question you get wrong is a shot. So you don't want to get them wrong because 10 questions deep, 10 shots, it can really add up. Me and Emily will basically go back and forth, but you as our listener, you feel free to pour up 20. Just kidding. Drink responsibly, drink safe, guys. But do stay informed. That's really what this is all about. So we have a mix of questions from general news going on, pop culture, some maybe alcohol facts, just a range of different fun things to discuss.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I will go first because I have a good question that deals with alcohol that I think will set up our listeners, and we'll get my co-host to take her first shot of the evening.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so Emily, how did the salt and lime tradition with the tequila shot begin?
Because it tastes good, it makes it better, and people knew that. I don't know. I feel like maybe it has to do with like how tequila is made and like the distilling process, maybe like the agave and the other ingredients used to make tequila like pair well with the citrus and the salt, but I'm pulling that out of my ass. I don't really know.
Well, I'm sure it is true. And while we all know the flavors pair together beautifully, that is not the reason. So that's a shot on you. Actually, it was during the 1918 Spanish flu epidemic. They health officials during the time believed that lime and salt would help ease the pain as well as the tequila. So that's where the tradition began. We are here now in another great pandemic. So it all began way back in
taking tons of tequila shots. Actually, funny story. I literally last Monday indulged in like 3 tequila shots in an hour, which was really not smart on my part. And I don't remember anything after that. I came home and I don't remember that. So it was fun. I love tequila, lime, and salt. Like it's just a great combo. Also, I did not know that it was such a new tradition. Like 1918, I obviously that is a long time ago, and it was like weirdly that it was like decided by doctors. Like you would think it would be decided in like some sort of party situation, and like it would have been like way back when tequila first started being made and people were like, this is how we do it. But that's really modern actually. So wow, that's interesting. I literally would have never known that ever.
Harry Styles says it's a sign of the times, people.
It's a sign of the times. Okay. My first question has to do with COVID-19 because we know how much we love to talk about COVID on this podcast. So which of the three vaccines were approved fully by the FDA today? Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson?
Ooh, well, I know it wasn't Johnson Johnson because of everything kind of going on with them.
It's Johnson & Johnson.
But I have no idea which one it is. I'm gonna go with Moderna just because it's the one I got, and I'm hoping that that's the one that got approved.
Pour up a shot. It was Pfizer. Pfizer was fully approved. So for people that may not understand the approval process of vaccines, so all of the three that we mentioned have been approved by the government, by the FDA. They are approved. You are getting approved shots, but they were approved for emergency use. Now they're being approved for long-term use to be like put out as a yearly vaccine. So Pfizer just got their approval today. Moderna is waiting on their approval. So it's happening, people. We are getting ready to end this pandemic. Get your shot. Get your shots.
Yes. Well, I'm really happy that like I didn't get that all the way wrong, but I'm also sad that it's not mine. But I'm just gonna throw it back at you now because guess who also has a COVID-19 question in their lineup, baby?
Let's do it.
But here's the thing, guys. Emily actually reports on COVID like a lot. So I'm always scared that whenever I do a COVID question, she probably already knows the answer.
Let's see.
Okay. So what variant was recently identified as spreading faster than any of the other COVID-19 variants?
Oh, I don't have like choices. The Delta variant.
Take a shot.
Is it really not?
It's not.
I am inundated with Delta shit every day.
We all are. We definitely are. And I think that this is kind of like my trick question because I knew you would say Delta because it is something we hear about so often, but it's actually the Gamma variant that is spreading. The contagion is a lot more than the other variants. So it's kind of unique because Gamma has been along or was identified before we identified Delta. So everybody would think like, oh, like it would be not as scary or anything like that. But actually recently in Illinois, it was found that it is spreading a lot quicker than we've seen any of the other variants spread. So
awesome. We love that. We love a faster spreading variant. That's so exciting. And I'm so happy to know that.
Let's note again, guys, get your shots. The boosters will be rolling out soon. I know I will be getting mine.
I will be there. I will be signing up as soon as I can. So get your shots. Also, fun fact, I don't know if you know this, I just learned this the other day. So Moderna is actually working on a vaccine with the mRNA like model to combat HIV and AIDS.
Really I did. Neat. That's so exciting.
It's so exciting. I love it. I love how far science is coming because of this whole pandemic. It really shows what we can do. Okay, so natural disasters have been pretty crazy recently. And so in Tennessee, more than 20 people were killed by which kind of natural disaster? A tornado, a flash flood, or an earthquake?
I know the answer to this one. It's a flash flood.
It is.
I'm very surprised that I actually knew this one because why would I keep up with Tennessee, you know?
It's been everywhere though. Like a lot of people, you know, it was a really bad flash flood. I didn't realize that so many places just had flash floods.
I mean, recently I actually saw a TikTok that like scared me. It was of a girl who like got caught in a flash flood and just like how quickly her car flooded, like, and she was just trapped in a street. Or I don't even think like it was an actual street. Like I think it was like a dirt road path. So like, you know, like a street people in the country would take regularly, but like not something where there's actually people around to help you. Like
it's so scary. Honestly, like living in Arizona, we have monsoon season here, which is like crazy rain. And I mean, fun fact, I didn't know about it before I came here because honestly, like I thought Arizona was always a desert. No, it's not. We have monsoon season and when it rains, it floods crazy. And literally like, it is scary. People get like swept away in the floods, like, and their homes get destroyed. It's just awful. Like I did not realize that this was such a thing. So, wow. Heart goes out to Tennessee and to the people there.
Definitely.
And I'm glad you got that right. So I have to start getting things right, or I'm gonna keep taking shots, which I'm already feeling it. So let's go.
I'm also feeling it a little bit, so I'm scared. I'm gonna jump around a little bit just because I want to make my questions mimic yours now.
Okay.
But also going on to, I guess, what could be clarified as like a natural disaster of sorts. Which river has the US government recently declared a water shortage on?
I swear to God, if I don't get this right, we literally just did a story on this. I read it too. Is it a river?
It is a river. It is a river that, oh no, I can't give you too many
How
descriptions.
am I so out of touch with everything that's going on? I mean, is it the Colorado River?
Ding, 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 ding.
Yay!
It's the Colorado River, which is actually not a ding, 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 because that's where our families live and they're the ones who get that water. But yes, for the first time ever in history, the US government has declared a water shortage on the Colorado River, which means that about, I think it was like close to or more than 4 million of residents of the United States who rely on that water. So coming January 2022, there will definitely be some farmers who will see kind of like the impacts of that. And I really hope that we have, some plan in place to figure that out or to help them.
Wow, that's really scary. It really is. We see shortages, like stories about drought and shortages all the time, like for the US like Southwest area, but I mean the Colorado River impacts so many more people, so like that's crazy. That's really sad. I mean, okay, well, since we're going on the weather topic, and weather has been absolutely insane lately in the United States as a whole, the northeastern United States has been hit by which kind of rare weather phenomenon for their area? Is it a heat wave, a blizzard, or a hurricane?
You said the Northeast.
Yes.
Oh, God. See, of the United States, I'm trying to think of the like Northeast of the United States and what would be typical for like that area. And like, I don't know why I'm pretending to play like geologist over here or what even are meteorologist? What is it? Like, I don't know, but I don't.
A lot of things.
Okay. I want to say a heat wave just because I feel like, does it usually get that hot up there? Like, I feel like a blizzard would be common.
But it's also August.
That is very true.
Okay, so you're going heat wave?
I'm gonna go heat wave.
Wrong, take a shot. It is actually a hurricane. They do not usually get hurricanes that far north. And it's actually really hitting right now in Rhode Island. And Connecticut and like New York is having a lot of rain. A lot of different areas in the Northeast are being affected by it. I haven't heard anything about like really detrimental like damage that it's causing, but it is tropical storm, hurricane Henri. They give it a very fancy French name. And so yeah, it's a hurricane. It does not happen often that high up. So weather is weird this year. I don't know why. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, oh my. Well, speaking of the northeast corner of our, beautiful country.
Okay.
I think that oh God. I just realized like I gave the answer to the question in that a little bit.
Oh God. How about just this is what happens when we start drinking so heavily so quickly. Okay.
Okay, we're just gonna cut that part, remix it, whatever. I've got my new turn in. Okay, woo, we're
I don't
good.
think I caught it, so I'll probably still get it wrong. Go ahead.
Okay, so shifting over to political news in a sense. I have a question. I think you're gonna get this one though. I just feel it deep inside that you will have the answer to this one.
Okay, we'll pretend.
Which state is soon gonna have its first female governor?
Yeah, see, I don't know. Can I have some options? Can I have like a little multiple choice action here?
See, you like we should have talked this through because I wanted you to drink.
Oh
So
wait. Is it New York?
it is New York.
Okay. So that was just power of deduction. I really didn't know. I figured that out because Cuomo is no longer. So
Right.
like that whole thing, like that's how I deduced. And you said, okay, New York.
Yes, she got it, ladies and gentlemen, which is how I knew I gave a little bit too big of a slip because yes, as Emily said, Governor Cuomo, I can't pronounce it correctly, so please pronounce my pronunciation, but has resigned, citing sexual harassment, things that have come up recently, from many different women who have worked with him or interviewed or have been in his presence, sadly. So, following that, though, New York is going to see its first ever female governor. So that's, not the greatest situation that got us there, but I'm very excited to see what happens from there.
That is awesome. I'm really excited about it. I mean, it is a change. It's a sign of the times, as Harry Styles would say. We're going to use that. That's going to be the whole premise behind today.
Sign of the times. If we sing it, they can't copyright us.
If I sing it and it's not Harry Styles, I can't get in trouble. I've done nothing wrong. Okay, to some international news that has been pretty big in recent days, actually coming from a pretty sad situation. True or false, the US forces are going back into Afghanistan to help refugees get out.
Ooh, man, that is a hard one because I want to believe true, but I also know that there was a pledge for, monetary funds, financial funds, but I'm not sure if that pledge included any, military backing or help in that way. But I feel like I've also heard, oh, this is so hard because I would like to believe that we're good enough to do it, but I'm gonna go with yes, true.
You are right. It is true. We are sending, so in case, okay, because we've been off for a little while, the United States pulled forces out of Afghanistan after 20 years of war there. And the Taliban took the government, which is really sad and scary for a lot of people who are there. And so the United States is sending back in some forces to help refugees get out of the country, help people who may be in danger for assisting the US government while we were there, or, interpreters, helpers, things like that. They're helping them to get out of there to safety. So we will soon see a certain amount of Afghan refugees here in the US because, they're fleeing from some pretty bad stuff over in their country.
Yes, definitely. And I also had a question on that, which now saying that my co-host had a question, I'm sure she will know the answer to mine. But
Hey.
as Emily said, there recently was the overtaking of Afghanistan as a whole from a terrorist organization, which is very, very disheartening, very sad. And there is one particular city that is, kind of called out for like the landmark of this changeover. So my question is, what city did the Taliban recently take over in Afghanistan that solidified their coup of Afghanistan?
Kabul, right?
Ding, ding, ding. Yes, you got it right. And I do think that everybody actually who is not, aware, or even if you know a little bit, a lot, whatever, this is definitely a situation that we all need to take some time to really inform ourselves with, be sure that we continue to check in on, be sure that we continue to watch. And also, just kind of what Emily was saying, there is going to be a lot more refugees coming into our communities from this area. Open your hearts, open your minds, don't be discriminatory, they have just come from literally like war and destruction. And yes, so like if we can't give them a little bit of something better, if we can't just spread a little bit of love, like I just think that just open, your news, whatever it is that you follow, and learn a little bit about what is going on there and what has been happening there, for the past 20 plus years. And just take a little bit of, I think for me, it was a grand amount of gratitude and appreciation for the life that I get to live, and
Yes.
the country that we get to live in, and the fact that we do have a military and, a government who is going to provide aid and help. So just,
It is a really scary situation that's going on over there. And I mean, one of the things that I've read most about it so far is that women, especially, are very scared because under Taliban rule, women can no longer be educated formally. They can no longer, they no longer have certain rights. So a lot of people, especially families that have, daughters and, women in their family, they're trying to flee because it is such a scary and bad situation for them. So my heart goes out to the Afghan people as they're trying to like navigate this situation.
yeah.
So it's really hard. It really is. So let's make it a little lighthearted. I'm kind of moving into my more like fun questions of the day. True or false? OnlyFans has announced that it will ban pornographic content starting in October.
I know the answer to this one, which is true, but I just want to say how. Like, what's going to be on the platform now? Because, like,
So have
what
you
is,
ever seen like a commercial for OnlyFans?
I haven't, no, to be
So
honest.
it's bizarre. It's like so a commercial for OnlyFans is like it's a place where creators can create. And it's like supposed to be like a platform where you can like share videos, photography, like normal content that like is not pornographic in nature. But the sex work industry kind of took that and they were able to, express themselves, make money, do those sorts of things. So as you could probably expect, the sex worker community is pissed. They say that OnlyFans used them to gain traction and then is now banning them from the platform. So I mean, I kind of agree with that. I think OnlyFans didn't have an issue with it. Now they're big enough and have enough name recognition that it's like, no, they no longer need all of that kind of branding on their site. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal. Like a lot of people are really pissed. A lot of people actually are blaming Bella Thorne's entrance to OnlyFans as the reason why it became so mainstream and the reason why it brought so much attention to the sex work aspect of OnlyFans.
Huh. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I hope that they fail, because that is I 100% feel, the rage of these sex workers. Like, this was a site and an avenue that I feel like they were able to bend to fucking make bank, like
Oh yeah,
ridiculous bank. So the fact, like, it's literally like when I think of OnlyFans, like I said, that is what I think of. So to think of how they can shift their model or like have people
their
go.
name recognition will never be the same.
All right. Well, speaking of new regulations or new bans going into effect, um, there are actually quite a few cities I'll accept as an answer for this one. But what cities have created vaccination requirements for patrons of bars and restaurants? You only need to give me one city. There are quite a few who have listed them.
Is Denver one of them?
Denver is one of them. I
I
believe
know my home.
the
I know
latest.
my home.
Yeah, I believe that they have some of the loosest standards, but it was originally New York City, followed by New Orleans and San Francisco, and then slowly, like a lot of cities have started adopting and kind of carrying on this, not ban, I would say so much as like requirement that people be vaccinated to frequent areas of high density, so like bars and restaurants and the places you clearly have to be pretty close to people and you can't wear your mask. I think it
Right.
makes a lot of sense. I think that it will help hopefully slow the spread. So I think that these cities are being really safe, really smart, but we can only
I
see where
agree.
this goes.
Actually, here in Arizona, like in Phoenix, I know of a couple, we've done a couple of stories on like individual bars that are making the decision to ask for vaccine proof, like to be able to be there. And it's not like a citywide thing, but it's like an individual business owner's like choice whether they want to require that or not. And we actually talked to one business owner and he was like, look, I'm not trying to tell you have to do anything. He's like, you don't have to get the vaccine. He's like, but for my place of business, I would like proof that you are vaccinated. That's just me. He's like, when this whole pandemic is over, you are welcome back here regardless. Like, I don't care. He's like, I just want to make sure though, for right now, we're safe. So I totally get it. I totally get the requirement. I get it if an individual business owner wants to do that. That totally is fine with me.
Yeah, we also have some business owners in our city as well who are doing the same thing, and totally agree. I mean, at the end of the day, like we saw in 2020 that the restaurant business was hit incredibly hard, not only by, like monetary, but like they're the front line, even though that they aren't advertised that way, and it's not like doctors or nurses or policemen or firefighters in that way. They were the front line. They were making sure that we ate every single day of the fucking pandemic. So, yes, please.
And small businesses in general should be empowered to make decisions that will help them. So I'm all for it. I say if you want to ask that of people, then that is your business, because it is your business. It's like, it's absolutely understandable. So
Yeah, honestly.
get your vaccine. One more time, get your vaccine.
If you guys want to go out to bars and restaurants and do all that stuff, just get a fucking vaccine. Just do it.
Not that hard. Just roll up the sleeve, just pop it in there, and you're good. Yeah. Okay, I'm moving on to my pop culture questions. So this one is actually pretty crazy to me because it doesn't like really make sense in my head. Which celebrity who is famous in their own right but also has famous parents is dating Channing Tatum? Is it Drew Barrymore? Is it Zoe Kravitz or Jennifer Aniston?
It is Zoe Kravitz.
It is.
I actually know this because I recently was on like Tumblr or something and saw a picture of her on the back of his bike.
You still go on Tumblr?
You don't?
How very like 2009 of you.
I just have to say that like when I don't know, it's like one of those places that I can easily just scroll for hours still. Like it's just, and I still feel like I'm finding new relevant information, aka Channing Tatum and Zoe dating. Okay. I'm very curious about it because I definitely feel like last I knew she was dating like somebody that she was like engaged to or like married.
I thought too. Also, I have to say, I used to really like Channing Tatum. I used to think he was really handsome and like all that, but he's really fallen off for me. I don't think I'm a huge fan anymore.
I'm just going to be so real about it. And it's really fucked up to say because I don't know their lives and I don't know the real and I don't know whatever. But like, I fucking loved Step It Up or Step Up or like whatever the fuck it's called.
Do you love it if you don't know what it's called?
Yeah, I'm not fake stan, whatever the hell. I don't care. All I have to say is when I found out that those two got married and that like that was his wife, I was so in love. And when I found out that they were getting divorced, like my world was rocked. I don't even know why because I don't know these people at all in the slightest.
You feel things.
I was like, you guys were on the fucking dance floor, moving together, ballerina hip hop style. What do you mean?
What do you mean you're not together anymore? How could you? Yes. No, I was very sad by their divorce too. I really, really liked them together, but hey, people do things. People live.
I mean, everybody deserves happiness. So hopefully Zoe and Channing are, a good happy pair. I don't know.
Fucking so good. I like Zoe Kravitz a lot too. So
she's gorgeous.
She really is. Also, I love Lenny Kravitz. Like, I don't know if there's any Architectural Digest fans here, but he did a really fun open door episode with them and like showed them into his like Hawaii home. And it was really dope. Like, he's a dope dude. He's really cool.
I mean, he does seem like a cool guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, kicking it, staying in celebrity news, I'm almost positive that my co-host will get the answer to this one just because I feel like I've seen it everywhere and it's not even confirmed news, but what famous celebrity / influencer is currently suspected of being pregnant following her recent birthday celebrations?
You know what's hilarious? This was my next question also. So we're gonna be at 19 questions today because it was also another question of mine. Okay, it was
I
Kylie
feel like
Jenner.
we should both take a shot then. If
Okay,
we both had the same question.
cheers. It has been everywhere though, for real. Like that is pop culture news at the moment. So cheers.
You can tell it's a big
No.
deal if we both had it.
Yeah, and you also know that you're getting a little tipsy when the shot doesn't bother you anymore. Yay. Okay, I'm doing so good. Yeah, it's Kylie Jenner, her and Travis Scott, which hey, I thought they were broken up, but whatever. Good
I
for
did
them.
see this TikTok that like really like blew my mind because it was like I didn't even think about it where it was like, oh, like Kylie and Travis have been so low key for so long, and then all of a sudden, like months ago, there was this big like scandal, like news media blitz around them that was like Kylie and Travis walking the red carpet for this show, and like Kylie in Houston doing blah blah blah, and Kylie did, and I thought about it, and I was like, shit, you're right. Like I didn't even think about it because during that time, I was like, I remember seeing them and thinking like, I didn't even know these two were back together.
Yeah, like I thought they were just like really good co-parents.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But I mean, honestly, Stormy is beautiful. I'm sure that their next child will be beautiful.
Agreed.
They seem like amazing parents. So congratulations.
Congrats to them.
Kylie and Travis, if it's real, because I mean, we're all saying it's real. We're all, you know, kind of we've digged our way in like FBI agents and confirmed that it's real. But
The pop culture people, they know
I
things.
do think it's like hilarious, not like hilarious, but like crazy that she's hidden 2 pregnancies, you know, like it's just
Look,
like,
if I had all that money, you better believe I could pull off some crazy shit. You have to. If you have that much money, you have to be able to pull off some things, you know? Like you have to.
yeah, I mean, clearly, because until I saw all of this, I would not have suspected for a second that the girl was pregnant. Not even, not
She's
even a
very
thought.
good at hiding these things. It's incredible. Okay. Mine is weird, and I don't know if you'll know it or not, but okay, some celebrities have come out about their like bathing habits, okay? And one couple said that they don't bathe their kids until they see dirt. Which couple was it? Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard or Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher?
I like both of them. I'm like, ooh, like who could it be? Because like I want to believe that Kristen Bell is better than that, but then Dax Shepard is also kind of like, ugh, you know, like so I'm like, he seems like this is really fucked up to say, but he seems like the type of person that would just let his kids be dirty. But then also like Mila Kunis, again, I'm like, would she let her kids be dirty? But then I'm like, Ashton Kutcher, he would let his kids be dirty. Ugh. Oh my god. I think I'm gonna go with Dax Shepard just because, like, really, he to me has such like a. This is so mean. I feel horrible. Like I almost want to cut this, but like they.
He
I
looked
just
dirty
think
too.
it's
Some
such,
people look dirty. So actually, it is Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. But okay, they were the ones who said they don't bathe their kids until they see dirt. And then Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard were like, oh yeah, we don't bathe our kids until they like start to smell. And I was like, why though? So like why? Like I cannot imagine. And they said themselves as grown ass adult people that they don't use soap or like bathe like regularly either. Like I'm pretty sure Mila Kunis said something along the lines of I bathe like slits and tits, and Ashton Kutcher was like, yeah, all I wash is like my crotch and armpits. And I'm like, your ass crack isn't getting like washed. Like it is horrendous to me that that is a thing. I don't know why anybody would, one, be so dirty, but also two, why they'd come out publicly and say, I'm dirty. You know what I mean? I don't know why anybody would do such a thing.
in a global fucking pandemic.
Yeah,
You're
like,
gonna announce that you don't wash your ass? Like, what? And I'm just gonna say, like, also, like, they're fucking fit people. I know you work out. You work out and you don't wash your ass. You don't feel the need to clean yourself following a workout because I know for a fact that you bitches work out. and I know that you sweat, and I know that you have to fucking smell yourselves. I refuse to believe it. Like,
dude, I had the same reaction. Okay, so also another celebrity who jumped in and was like, oh yeah, I don't really see the point in showering that often either, was Jake Gyllenhaal. And I'm like, the fuck? Why are all these people coming out saying they don't shower? And then as a rebuttal, The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson came out and he said, no, like I shower like 3 times a day. Like you gotta wash the business. Like you gotta be clean. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm so glad that got such a conversation going though, because it really is fucking horrendous. It really is. I can't with that bit of information. It's terrible.
okay, so this one we're gonna kick it back to rational minded, kind of stuff, I guess.
Okay.
But this actually affects both me and Emily, I'm sure, and many Americans in the United States. So I said Americans in the United States because I'm dumb. Many Americans in general.
We've been
Which state are student loans halted until in the US?
Which date?
Yes, they recently.
I just got my email. I don't know the exact date. I know it's January 2022 that I'm like set to start paying again.
I guess we'll accept that as an answer, even though technically you weren't right, because you're not set to start paying again until February 2022, because it is extended until the last day of January. And starting February, all of us have to start paying our student loans back.
No, you know what? I will drink like a little baby shot for that one though, because I did get the email, but when I saw it said student loans, like the thing ending, I just stopped reading. I saw the date, I really saw it, but I was just like, this is not something I need to worry about this moment. So I ignored it. Okay.
I mean, genuinely, it has been a little bit of a blessing that since we have graduated, like we got, you always get that like 6-month little grace period that they give you to not have to pay. But then, I mean, COVID, and it was like, surprise, bitch, you don't have to pay your loans back for another however many months. And now it's getting extended. I'm like, 4 more years.
Like, I don't want to pay for college.
Let's just
college
push this
help me out and get paid a lot. Like student loans are kind of.
I chose journalism. I'm poor. Help me.
Legit. That's the issue with student loans. Like, not every fucking degree. I mean, you should have a degree. Degrees are great. Like higher education is wonderful. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of degrees don't really make you all that fucking much money, I must say. Because if I were math minded, which I'm absolutely not, and that's the reason I became a journalist. If I were math minded, I'd make a shitload of money, but I am not math minded. I couldn't be a doctor. I couldn't be an engineer. So sorry, I'm dumb. Like, I don't know. I tried. That's all I can say. I tried. I literally gave it the old college try, and now they're charging me money.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it is life. It is life. But like I said, anybody who is curious, anybody who's wondering, you don't have to pay your student loans back until January, because we were originally supposed to start paying them back real soon here. Not anymore, babies. But I mean, one thing to note is if you guys do want to pay them back right now, the interest is not collecting. So it technically is a really good time to start making those payments because it's all going towards the principal and none of it's going towards interest. So that's a little thing to just kind of throw in there if you have the funds to throw towards your loans. But if you don't, then you don't have to.
I'm really bad at money. I just recently started budgeting. It's helped, but I'm still bad with money. Really bad. It's unfortunate how bad at money I am. Okay. True or false? Child star Drake Bell pled guilty to endangerment of a child because of an inappropriate relationship with a minor.
Fucking. Well, I hope that that's not true. I just feel like every fucking star these days is coming out with like some type of predatory charge, which is very sad.
It is very sad.
Woo! I want to say it's not true because I don't know about it, even though I have a very sad feeling you're about to tell me it is.
Take a shot. It's really true. It's really sad, actually. Well, I don't feel sad for him because, ew, fucking creep. Like, stop creeping on kids. But so apparently this girl met him when she was like 15 or something, like around that age, because she was like a family friend or something. Like she had some kind of relationship with him to like meet him and like have a relationship, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't like a fan. I mean, she was a fan, I guess, but whatever. So I guess like as she's an adult now, she pressed charges. As a young teenager, like 15 years old, apparently she was like texting with him on a pretty frequent basis. There was a lot of conversations about, you know, boys and like maturing in that way. And like it very much became a sort of grooming relationship. So it did come out that he was, in fact, and he pled guilty to it because he wanted a lesser sentence. So yeah, I mean, he did plead guilty. It's really sad. But he, you know, Drake Bell has gone through some phases in this life, and like he was like a Mexican like star for a while. Did you ever see that? Like he was huge in Mexico for like a hot minute and like changed his last name to like the Spanish word for Bell. And like his Twitter was like all in Spanish, and like he like really like heavily went into like the Mexican like market, like demographic. Like it's a real thing. Like he became huge. Anyways, so yeah, and like people have been attacking Josh Peck.
Why?
They're like, you didn't publicly come out and say you're against him. And he was like, bro, I just don't have a comment. Like, I'm not making a comment about this. Like, we don't talk. We haven't talked in years. Like, I don't have anything to do with this. Like, and I'm like, leave Josh Peck alone. What did he do? He didn't do anything wrong. He's just living his life and like trying to be a person. And like, we can't blame him for other people's bad decisions.
Truly, I mean, ugh, it makes me so sad. It definitely, I just, ooh, and I'm also very floored by this Drake campaña, I guess. I'm gonna have to look into this because I never, I guess, followed him into his Mexican fame. So.
I don't know what that deal was. It was very strange. Bodie actually told me about it. He was like, "Oh, do you know like Drake Bell's huge in Mexico?" And I was like, "You're bullshitting me." I swore he was lying. No, there was no lie there. It was true. Absolutely 100% true.
Well, I hope that the victim and her family gets the justice that they deserve. I hope he, you know, has time and has some rehabilitation and learns from his actions. And I also just want to take this small second to say to any of our listeners who are younger and experiencing anything like this, just know A, it's not your fault, and B, like, please reach out to somebody in your life. Like, reach out to us if you need to, because this stuff, it's not cool, it's not safe, and it's happening so much more frequently, so much more commonly. And I just want, you know, young people to know, especially, that like this is not your fault. This is
reach
like
out to somebody you feel comfortable talking to. Do anything, like it doesn't have to be your parents, obviously, because that can be uncomfortable, but like reach out to somebody you're comfortable with, like no matter what it is. But do not let somebody turn you into a victim because they're doing something wrong. It's not on you, it's on them. So wow. Your last question for me, and then I have a last question for you.
Yes, because we both had a Kylie Jenner question. So this is my last question for the evening. And I don't think that my co-host will get it again because I like to add in some fun cocktail, you know, history for you guys, learn a little bit more. I didn't
know we were doing that, so like I will do that next time, just throw you at it. Okay, continue.
We have to, we're the speakeasy.
That's true, I should have thought about that. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so as we all know, in the 1920s, there was a very big movement against alcohol called prohibition. But what many of us do not know is that there was a city that it was never enforced in. Which city in the United States was prohibition never enforced? And I will give you a fun little like key because I know that this is going to be really hard.
This is super hard.
It's close to where we went to college.
St. Louis or Kansas City? It's one of the two of them, but okay, is it one of the cities in Missouri?
It is a city in Missouri. I will give you that.
Okay, I'll go Kansas City.
it! It was Kansas City.
I'll take
Yes.
a drink anyway, though, because I really didn't know. You led me there. So cheers.
I realized next time we will be better about this, my guess. I won't try to get my co-host so drunk and I'll give you some options. But yes, Kansas City never had prohibition enforced. So,
Everybody's like, if you want to get fucked up, go to Kansas City.
I mean, genuinely, like it just makes me wonder, like all of those fun, speakeasy type prohibition bars you can find in other cities. There's probably nothing like that in Kansas City because people are like, yeah, fuck you guys, we're still drinking.
That's wild. That's a really fun fact. Honestly, that question was great because we are the speakeasy, and speakeasies were created because of prohibition. Everybody was trying to hide that they were still drinking. Honestly, prohibition, like that era is so interesting to me. Like, I think that it's so wild that like people were going under the radar and having these massive parties, and people got like really rich off of bootlegging liquor. Like, I think that that's such a cool, interesting little piece of history. I'm really happy it doesn't exist anymore because like we love some drinks. But wow, what a good question. That was a really good question. And that's wild. I cannot believe Kansas City is like the one that was just like, no. No.
We will have our liquor. To be fair, it does seem like there were other cities as well around the United States who also, kind of didn't enforce it. But Kansas City was like the largest city during the time. It seems like that was not enforcing it and was just very much like, no, fuck you, federal government. We will continue to drink our liquor.
Hey, I mean, no, that's like crazy though, because it is a big city. It's a bigger city, but like it also isn't like as big as like New York and like LA. So I'm sure like they had like places to really focus on that wasn't Kansas City. So they were just like, whatever,
You guys drink, whatever.
Like, we got bigger fish to fry than you. Wow, that's really crazy. It's good to know. That's interesting. Okay, my last question is, and this is really exciting to me. I don't know how exciting it is to other people. What classic show is coming back for a reboot? Is it Friends, Sex and the City, or How I Met Your Mother?
Oh, damn. I'm hoping out of all of those, it's not Friends. Please don't come kill me. Friends stands, but that's not my favorite show. I just kind of sucks. But that's just my general take on it. And this is my go watch Living in Color instead bit. But otherwise, I love the other two shows. And oh, man, which one would I want to see come back? You said How I Met Your Mother or
Sex and the City.
Oh my god, I fucking love Sex in the City. I'm praying it's Sex in the City, but like I also know that there was like a really big rift between
SJP and Kim Cattrall. Yeah. Carrie and Samantha, for people who don't know who those people are.
Yeah.
Carrie and Samantha don't actually love each other.
Fucking hate Sarah Parker. So I'm gonna go with How I Met Your Mother, I guess. Oh no, I'm gonna go with Friends because even though I hate it, I think that that's like the one that's gonna be respun.
It is Sex and the City. Sex and the City is coming back. It's a new show called And Just Like That. All the original cast is coming back except for Kim Cattrall. She will not be back reprising her role as Samantha. I don't know how that's really going to work for me. I love Samantha the best. I love Samantha and Charlotte the very best. But I mean, Charlotte will be back. Miranda, Charlotte, and Carrie are all coming back. Mr. Big will be back on it. Aiden will be back for parts of it, I've heard. Steve, Miranda's husband, will be back. The entire cast is coming back, except for Kim Cattrall. So I'm interested to see how that's gonna go. I'm
You
really
can't do Sex in the City without Samantha Jones.
You really can't. I don't know how it's gonna be. I don't know if they're gonna like kill her off. I don't know what their storyline is gonna be because like I don't know if you remember like classic Sex in the City. She did have cancer.
Yeah, I was like, did she ever recover from her cancer?
She does. Yeah, like in the show, she did recover from it, but maybe like they'll say like there was like
she went back into whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how they're gonna do it. I'm really excited though, anyways, because I do love Sex in the City. I actually just binged it again. And what's really sad is while I was binging it, I found out which one I am. Because how like everybody's like, I'm a this, I'm a this. I'm a fucking Miranda and I'm a little pissed about it. Like, I don't love that. I don't really like, I mean, I don't hate Miranda, but I don't love
I
her.
can definitely see that. I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't see it until you said it, but once you said it, I definitely saw it.
I'm a
I
Miranda
wouldn't
with
say I am. I almost
I
okay.
don't
Thing.
know.
I like almost see myself as Sarah, Jessica Parker, Carrie,
Carrie.
only because like I see like more of her than I do anybody else in me. But it's not that I actually feel like I relate 100%. It's just that like out of like all of the other characters, I'm like, I guess I'd be.
Yeah, I could see you being a Carrie. I get that.
Carrie.
Yeah. And I mean, like, yeah, I could see that. Like a Carrie. I see, okay, unfortunately, my two least favorite characters are Miranda and Carrie, which is really weird. Like, but that's just
Same.
because like they do things that piss me off. Like, I think that they're annoying and like self-righteous sometimes.
Carrie is my least favorite, which is why I don't want to be her. And the only reason Miranda redeems herself is because of Steve, because I'm absolutely in love.
I love Steve. He is my favorite man. It's like, okay, we're getting into it. I fucking
Crazy, you
hate
guys,
it.
but either way, no, it is coming back, and I'm now gonna start binging Sex in the
Yeah.
City because it is good as fuck, and I want all the characters to be back, but we'll figure out how Samantha's not back because she's iconic as fuck, and
For real. Also, one thing I just want to lay out there really quick. Mr. Big is not a good guy. Okay. He's not. Anybody who's like, yeah, Carrie and Mr. Big, like Mr. Big is the shit. Liar. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to
okay,
everybody else because he is a
here's
piece
the
of
thing.
shit person.
Here's the thing, I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. We'll leave our listeners with this. Mr. Big was a shitty person, 100%, and Aiden was always better. But did Carrie ever deserve anybody more than Big?
No. No.
She wasn't really a great person herself, guys. Like, it sucks to say because I looked back all the time and I was like, Aiden was so good. Everybody who else who loved you was so good. What's your stupid problem? She wasn't good enough to deserve a good man.
No.
She was not good enough to deserve a good man. And that is why she ended up with Mr. Big, because that is who she deserves.
And that is the tea, and that is the conversation, and that's the truth. And I can probably say with absolute confidence that me and Lana are hammered, which is so.
I finished my drinks for tonight. I wanted to see what was left, and it is this half a shot, and I will take it. But please know, dear listeners, that Emily and Lana got buzzed on your behalf. So, with that said,
well, and I hope while you're listening to this, you are also buzzed. With that said, like always, stay informed.
Stay informed and cheers!
Cheers! Woo! We're so excited to be back.